Chris Stuker for GeekNerdNet.com. I am at the 2022 Edmonton Expo, the first Edmonton Expo since 2019. Pretty goddamn excited about that. And I'm really excited to be sitting with the creative team of King Warrior out by Renegade Arts Entertainment. Cool graphic novel. They're going to talk about it because, you know, they made it and they know more than me. So I'm with writer Jay Bulckaert and Lucas Green. Hey, guys.
How's it going? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Excellent. I can't wait for people to try and figure out who's talking. However, you know what? We all talked a little while ago. You gave me the rundown on the book, and sounds amazing. The story sounds great. The art's fucking gorgeous. So you know what, Jay? Why don't you give a rundown on it, and then we'll pass over Lucas on the art, and you guys just play off one another off that. So yeah, talk about the book.
So the book is really sort of a way for me to talk about how I grew up. I grew up with a dad who was always away, working in a foreign country, and I live in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories now, and I was sort of taken aback by the Somali cab community in Yellowknife, who often have the father will be there working and the family is back in Somalia. And so I just found a commonality between how I grew up and how some of those kids are probably growing up. And I wanted to find a way to talk about the North and the grandeur of the North and the beauty and all of that awesomeness that we have in the North, and factor that into a story that talks about my childhood in relation to how I think these kids are growing up without their dads. So it's a story of a young Somali boy who lives in Somalia with his mom, and his dad's in Yellowknife as a cab driver, and his dad is writing him this story to stay connected with his son because he's so far away. And this story ends up being this big, grandiose, fantastical story that his son, Afra, ends up it blows his mind wide open because it's all of these things about the North that he never would see, in Somalia. And it sort of helps him through the tough moments where he doesn't have his dad around and they can stay connected, through this story. Yeah. So it's like a story within a story, and it all takes place in the North.
That's awesome, man. And like I said off the top, the marriage of word and picture is great. And over to Lucas, the art is gorgeous.
Thank you. It was a blast to draw it. I mean, the thing that I love most about the book is it straddles these two worlds of Yellowknife in the real world and then this fantasy version of Yellowknife that's just blown completely larger than life. And I got to sort of flip back and forth between those two worlds and really have a lot of fun with world building. There's a lot of great creatures and monsters that I got to design. The characters' costumes are this amazing synthesis of all these different influences, and it was just a blast to build this world.
Nice. I love it. And then, Jay, you had mentioned earlier about, it's been 5 years in the making, this story?
Years, at least, yeah. It's been at least 5 years. It started out as a film script, and I actually won the competition, but then when it came about to the producer at the time, it was his initiative, he's like, so you think you can make that for $30,000? And I was like, no, it's like $100 million to shoot that. So then we decided, let's make it as a graphic novel. So it kind of started out as storyboarding first, in a way, and then we all, I think, just decided, let's do this as a graphic novel for real.
Yeah. Nice. And then Lucas on the character development side. I mean, in the book, you guys do a great showcase of how you put the pieces together, and the inspiration, and then people you reference and talk to learn about it. How was that process for you?
Well, like Jay was talking about, when the project started, it was sort of coming from the film side of things. So I was sort of treating these characters as characters in a movie that would need costumes designed for them, and designing all of the clothes that they wore around showcasing who this character is. So there's a big blend of influences both in like the real world Yellowknife, like northern fur, and lots of warm clothes, and then also samurai movies and things like that, to just add that sort of tinge of fantastic, I don't know, what would you say? It's like
Well, I
like a
just-
hyper real world.
Well, and part of it too is just to capture the glory of our youth. So, I mean, I grew up in the '80s, I think all sort of did here. And,
Wah, wah.
yeah, but like, ninja movies and like the Never-Ending Story, like those kind of epic childhood things that we all still have in our heads. It's like an homage to a lot of those things. All the things that I loved and still love, as a
You can't
grown
go
man.
wrong. You can't go wrong there.
I've never gotten over ninjas.
I've never gotten over the horse dying in Never-Ending Story.
Yeah. That was so traumatic.
God damn.
That was unnecessary. I think I watched that scene recently and I'm like, this is so savage to be watching as a child.
Yeah.
Like,
It
a
really
horse
hits home.
dying?
Yeah.
So, you guys are here at Edmonton Expo. How's it going in the convention? How's the book being received?
I mean, we keep getting asked what the sequel is, so I think it's being well received,
nice.
And it wasn't written with the intent of turning it into a sequel or as a series, but the wheels are turning now.
Cool.
And I mean, just, you asked how it is here. If there's a heaven, and it's a Comic-Con, I'm down.
Nice.
It's
I
so
love
fun
it.
to be here, man. I
Nice.
love it. These are my
Nice.
people, like I love this.
It is
Yeah.
great. I agree, 100%. Obviously, people talking about having a sequel or another book, for that matter. Does that sort of, Lucas? Lucas spur you on of like, or all of a sudden are like things pop in your head like that you couldn't do in what you thought was going to be the one and only book, and now you're like, oh wait, maybe I could do something else here.
You know what? There were a lot of things that were left on the cutting room floor to try to condense a movie script into a 40-odd page comic. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely things there that I would love to explore. But on the other hand, we've been working on this for 6 years. And so I'm excited to get back into that world. I'm also thinking like, I don't know if I want to spend another 5 years. But just, being here this weekend and having people hold the book in their hands and have it be this real thing that's out there in the world, all of a sudden it's just got me jazzed up about getting back into King Warrior.
Nice.
Yeah.
Totally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time. Great to meet you. Congrats on the book. It's awesome. I can't wait to read it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for having us.
Cheers.